Good morning from Santa Claus Village. Today we're at Santa's Pets. We're going to take the reindeer for a walk and we're going to go to the reindeer farm. You can visit the reindeers at Taliton dan Piha, which translates as Santa's Pets.
Hello from Santa Claus Village. We're going to see the reindeers and the alpacas there. And the sheep when they're going to take them for a walk.
How excited are you about the reindeer?
Excited.
Excited. On a scale of 1 to 10? 9. Okay, that's solid. This is the most Scandinavian goat you've ever seen. They're hiding under the thing, Lily, look. We bought some moss to feed the reindeers, which I think was about €5 per bag. Reindeer definitely know the difference between the new, freshly bagged moss and the old moss because they really won't eat the old moss. Reindeers are very gentle creatures and they won't hurt your kids at all. It's really easy to feed them and you won't get bitten by one of them because they're just so gentle with the kids. The keepers told me that they only keep the reindeers in this reindeer farm during the months of October and March. The rest of the year they free graze in the forest, and then around October they filled them all up and they put them in the farm. And the reason that they do this is not just because it makes a bit of money, but also because when it snows the reindeers then can't forage and they can't get food, so they're heavily dependent on the farm to feed them. So actually what they're doing is a pretty nice thing because you don't really want the reindeers out in the forest starving. So they are looking after them, caring for them, making sure that they get the medical help they need if any, and ensuring that they have a full supply of food for the season. I really enjoyed visiting this reindeer farm and I loved meeting the reindeer. They're very rare where I come from, so it was really magical to meet the reindeers. I also had alpacas at this farm, and I believe you can also take the alpacas for a walk if you are so inclined. The main thing I wanted to do here was to take a reindeer for a walk, and we were lucky enough to take a reindeer called Neku for a walk in the forest, and he was coincidentally the same age as my niece, which made her very happy. Neku liked to take quite a few breaks to scratch his antlers. When we visited, it was around about the rutting season, so they lose their antlers every single year, the reindeers. So they're very itchy and they like to scratch on things. So we were stopping every 500 meters or so with him so that he could give himself a good old scratch. Neku walked very well on his lead, and we were told by our guide that he was the reindeer that was one of the best with children, and he walked so great with my niece. He was so patient, and he, was pulled along by her, and he was very, very happy to go for a walk with her. Neku did not like the bikes, and if there was a bike circling past like there is in this shot, he would stop and wait until the bike had passed. Reindeers are generally very aware of their surroundings, and if they sense any danger, then they'll stop and they'll just focus in on that danger. Reindeers can be quite stubborn, and if they want to stop, you're going to stop, but you do have to be a little bit sort of strong with them and try and guide them along. But actually Neku was much better walking with my niece than he was with either me or my sister. This was such a bucket list activity, and I'm so glad that we did it because it was so magical walking through the Finnish forest. And Neku was so well behaved, and he was really great with Liliana, and I just know that this is going to be a memory that we all have forever, because it was so unique, and it's just something that we'll probably never get to do again. But it was really magical, and I would definitely recommend doing this if you're in Finland, because it was just such a joy to walk the reindeer. You were probably wondering how much this activity cost. There are no cheap activities in Santa Claus Village, and this one is no exception. For 1 hour private reindeer hike, it cost €80 for an adult and €55 for a child, so the total cost was €215 for the three of us. Honestly, I think it was money really well spent. That was definitely a bucket list thing for me and for my niece, and I would definitely do it again. I even got to walk the reindeer myself for a little bit. Unfortunately, he did not like to walk with me as much as he did with my niece, so it was very short-lived, but I did enjoy the walk regardless. And Liliana made a new best friend for life. I've just bought Neku the reindeer, and we're just enjoying a nice hot chocolate out in the forest, and they have like a fire pit here, so we're just like relaxing around the fire pit, drinking hot chocolate and melting some marshmallows. And just down the road was Santa's Salmon Place, where we went for dinner. Santa's Salmon Place is in a traditional Lappish teepee. They char grill the salmon over an open fire, which is the traditional way of doing things. Oh, thank you for showing us the menu. Should we have salmon?
And that's the only one.
Okay. You can see here how they cook and prepare the salmon. It's all very simple with very simple ingredients. Will you try a bit and tell us what it's like?
Yeah, let me just cut it up a bit.
Any good? Delicious?
That is really nice.
Thank you. What's the potato salad like? Is it okay? As good as the salmon or not really?
It's good.
It's good. What did you think of the salmon?
It was delicious.
Do you think it is the best salmon ever?
Well, that's what it says outside.
But do you think it's the best salmon ever?
One of the best salmon.
One of the best salmons ever. Thank you, Liliana, for your review. Thank you.
I thought it was the best salmon ever.
Thank you. The square in Santa Claus Village looks very cool at night. They have a lot of Christmas trees. Everything is decked out with lights and Christmas decorations, and it feels really magical and Christmassy. The two things that we were slightly disappointed about on our trip. One was that it gave snow and then it didn't actually snow, which was very disappointing. And the second was we really wanted to see the Northern Lights. Rovaniemi is quite cloudy at certain times of the year, and unfortunately we just weren't there at the right time to see the Northern Lights. Goodbye from Santa Claus Village and happy Christmas.